A huge challenge I face with teaching science in middle school is that I have a really hard time engaging the community in my class. By the community, I mean parents mostly, or guardians, but even also other community members. And the biggest reason this is a challenge for me is because in any given year, I teach 6 sections of physical science, which can add up to anywhere between 140 and 180 students. So having parents in the classroom to either view their students' work or to volunteer is just one of those things that I let go by the wayside because it just seems like it's so hard to do. So, one of the ways that I've tried to get parents at my school more involved is by sending home take home assessments where they get to interact with their student about the learning that their student is doing. This evolution of the atomic theory take home assessment is an example of that. So, what this assessment does is it serves a couple of purposes. Like I said, number one, it gets kids talking to the adults at home about what they're learning at school. It helps students work on explaining what they're learning, which is definitely a science practice skill, being able to communicate what they've learned. And then the parent or guardian at home is also helping that student evaluate what they know. Do I get some of these assessments back where the parents are like, my student deserves a 4? Absolutely. But to me, the score doesn't matter as much as the participation between student and guardian matters to me. So, this is really tough conceptual information. If their parent gives them a 4, I'm willing to put that in the grade book, knowing that I'm going to also assess these students in another way that's maybe a little more controlled in my classroom. I've heard a lot of great feedback from parents about how they really enjoyed seeing what their kids were doing. So I've tried to work one of these take-home type assessments or in an interactive at-home assessment where the guardian has to have some role into every single one of my units. It's just one little strategy that I'm trying to try to build a little bit more community engagement and to help kids recognize that learning doesn't stop at the door. They need to take it home, they need to take it into the world and use what they've learned to explain to others and make changes in the world.